Hi, my name is Ed, and I'm married to Michelle. We got married in July of 2016, and we have 3 kids.
So I did nothing to prepare him for this other than ask him if he would do it. And he agreed. So he has not seen these questions ahead of time. So um, we are going to begin with, what time of day would you say I usually get called to a labor?
3 a.m.
What day of the week seems to be most common for a baby to be born?
That I'm not. It's weekdays, midweek, but I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, that's a really good guess. Do you sleep differently knowing I could get called out?
No, but I don't sleep well anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What specific topic should be forbidden to talk about at the dinner table?
None. Because if we can learn how to talk about everything without bringing emotion and opinion into it, then maybe we could heal as a society.
Ooh, you went way deeper than I thought you would on that. What about birth related?
Bodily fluids. That's an away from the dinner table conversation.
Totally fair. What is the hardest thing for you about me being a doula?
It's for me. It's that my job requires travel too, so we always have to coordinate and have backup plans for our backup plans.
Mm-hmm. What is something about me being a birth worker that surprised you most?
Nothing. I don't know why anything would surprise me on that.
What is something you think you know about labor, babies, or postpartum that other men do not know?
The non-dinner time conversations. No, it's. I don't know. I don't know that I would have an accurate answer for that because I didn't really have much knowledge going into the birth of our first child. So, like, everything that I've picked up would have been new to me then. So, it's. I think that the births of our two home births were so different just between themselves that basically what I knew is that you the best laid plans are going to have to be adapted and changed, and it's just to be ready for that and to understand what some of the contingencies are, and to understand that just being calm and level-headed and supportive is about the best thing you can do during that process.
That's good. I feel like I'm always surprised when we're talking about something and then you like know what it means, you know? So I'm just always surprised by that. I feel like the normal, like everyday guy probably wouldn't know some of the stuff you know.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that has really come to light for me is some of the complications that can happen with pregnancies and childbirth, and I think that not it's not the kind of thing where you want to burden yourself with worry, but it is the kind of thing that you want to understand and be able to avoid or react to.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, the next ones are going to be rapid fire, but I feel like your first couple were rapid fire too. What is a prolapsed cord? And it's okay if you don't know it. What vitamin is recommended for every woman during their reproductive years?
During their reproductive years would be folate, although they talk about folic acid, which is literal garbage. When you said what vitamin, I thought we were going to get into the K topic, and I didn't know if we had enough time to dive that deep.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so yeah, you're really close. So folate is in a prenatal vitamin. So yeah, you have it. What is the average amount of weight most women gain in pregnancy?
The correct answer is nobody should care.
Ooh.
I would have to guess 25.
Okay. During what weeks is a woman term, and I did quotes, with her pregnancy?
This is one that I've probably asked you more times than I'd be willing to admit and still don't know the answer, but I believe it's 39, but I could be wrong.
Okay. And what is the earliest breast milk called?
Colostrum.
Ooh, nice. Okay, what was the hardest thing about watching me in labor? These are no longer rapid fire.
It wasn't the hardest, but it's the funniest. When you were giving birth to Hudson, and I was trying to rub your shoulders, and you said, "Please don't do that." I was like, "All right, that's cool." And you're like, "I'm sorry for snapping you." Like you're pushing a baby out. I'm not really concerned with you snapping at me. There were no hard parts.
Oh.
Which is lucky. It's lucky for me to say. I realize that that's a blessing to be able to say that. So.
Yeah. What is your advice to a dad about to experience labor for the first time?
Just be flexible, and you might think you know how you're going to be supportive because she might think that she knows how she's going to want you to be supportive, and that might be the absolute wrong answer. So just go with the flow. Just be there, be present. It's an experience you're never going to forget. So just be as tuned in as you can.
And what is your absolute favorite thing about being a dad?
I had a feeling that question would come up, and I don't know that I have an answer, but at first it's just watching all the development. It's watching the little personalities come to fruition, and it's watching the changes and watching the interests. And I always said that I couldn't wait until the kids would be able to ask me questions on everything. And you said, "Well, be careful what you wish for." And we've gone from enjoying to being careful what I wish for. But I do still appreciate their desire to understand the world. And I don't mean that in like a people or society way. I mean that like they want to know how everything works. And it's just so random. Like I said the other day, Hudson says, "Did you have any allergies when you were a kid?" And I said, "No." And he said, "How old were you when you saw your first porcupine?" And that was like that instant transition of what is going on in his head. And it really is an adventure every day just to see what they want to learn from you and how they want to interact with you. And it's really fun to just be there as they change.
Oh, well, thank you, honey, for doing this interview. And see, I'm on this side of the camera for a reason because I get choked up way too easy. But you guys are going to hear it in my voice. Some of my favorite things about you being a father.
So when Gianna was born and we had to call 911, we got the phone call, and we bought the phone call so that we could play it ourselves and share it with friends. And you can hear me and my voice cracking and me getting emotional. So now it's Michelle's turn.
Yeah, I guess. Well, some of my favorite things about you being a father to our kids is just how involved you are. You're super sentimental, and you think deeply about our interactions and who our kids are becoming. So I love you. Happy Father's Day.
It is the best part. I was just thinking back to my first Father's Day. We were with Hudson, and we went fishing, and we were hanging out with extended family, and it was just so special to have him with us. And now to think that he's a 9-year-old little sassy boy who wants to disassemble and reassemble the world, and he wants to know all the things, and it's such a wild ride. And you forget about the hard parts, and you really do just cherish all of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I on purpose had this background because I'll try to get, but it's basically.
I ran out of space, so most of it's not very new, but this is the office where I spend almost every day working. And I still like to just turn and look at these pictures and smile and think about the history of them, think about how long ago they were made and how they've changed over the years. And it's just so fun. And the kids are still so artistic, and they're so creative, and they're giving. They want to draw pictures for everybody. They want to make cards for everybody, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you're so sentimental because like Ben or Gianna or Hudson will bring in something and you're like, "Oh, I love this."
Well, yeah, I can show you the drawer full of other stuff that doesn't fit on the wall too.
Oh. Well, thank you for doing this, honey.
You're
Happy
welcome.
Father's Day.
Yeah, happy Father's Day to all you dads and soon to be dads out there. It's the best change in life, maybe short of marrying your wife. You got to say that, right? But it's the best job.